deck. Blob players, watch out. Cannonball is here to ruin your day. I'll tell you why in a bit. But first, who is Cannonball? Born Samuel Zachary Guthrie, he was the eldest son of a big farming family in Kentucky. Sam attempted to help out his family by working in a coal mine after his father had died there due to inhaling coal dust. On his first day, Sam and his father's friend Lewis were trapped in a cave-in, and in his panic, Sam's mutant powers manifested, allowing him to blast his way out. Turns out he has the ability to generate thermochemical energy and release it from his skin. This energy can be used as thrust to cause his body to be propelled through the air like a cannonball. He can propel it out of his hands too, producing biokinetic blasts. Now this got the attention of one Donald Pierce, the White Bishop of the Hellfire Club, who recruited Sam and tricked him into attacking a group of young mutants called the New Mutants. Sam eventually saw the error of his ways and joined the New Mutants after being invited by Professor X himself. He's also been in several X teams including X-Force and the X-Men, as well as the Avengers. In Marvel Snap, Cannonball is a 5 energy, 8 power card with the ability, on reveal, move the highest power enemy card here away. If you can't, destroy it with a rock. Okay, this might be the weakest release of the season, and I'm not saying that because I think the card sucks. I just think that the other cards are just so much more plug and playable. You know, his raw stats aren't great. So, is the ability worth it? Okay, don't get me wrong, the ability to move your opponent's card away can come in clutch, especially in a targeted way because he moves their highest power card. But are you going to move it into another lane only to lose that lane? So there's that amount of risk there, right? Now, for the positives, Cannonball can move cards that are under 10 power, which Shang-Chi cannot destroy. And if your opponent's side is all choked up with cards because they've been playing a flood style deck, or if you've been tossing junk over, you could be destroying that highest power card because it can't be moved. But yeah, that seems like a lot of conditions to fulfill. He does have some synergy though in a Kingpin mobster style deck, something like this, but it's a 50-50 if you manage to knock that target card into Kingpin's lane or not. Now you could throw in a control element like Professor X to improve your odds of moving something into the lane you want or outright destroying it. So yeah, he is essentially a blob killer because blob can't be moved and thus would be destroyed. So if blob gets overwhelming in the meta again, Cannonball will shine, but people who play blob also usually play Chimera. So also there's the whole thing where if he destroys a card he replaces it with a rock, right? So that does clog your opponent's side of the board if you play him on 5. On the final turn though, the rock is mostly inconsequential.
It doesn't matter what you think!
Unless your opponent is playing like Dazzler or Patriot, then that could actually hurt you. So I would definitely wait and see what the community cooks up with him before committing tokens or keys. But off the top of my head, I'm thinking a Kingpin, smack your opponent around style deck, or a control deck would be a solid home for Cannonball. Speaking of keys, this week's Spotlight Cash is pretty solid. Kitty Pryde isn't as strong as she used to be, but still a very fun card. And Ms. Marvel, well, that's the one you want to try for, right? If you don't already have her. So yeah, Cannonball feels like a card that you're happy to get randomly from an Agent Coulson, for example, but not one you'd make space for in your 12 card deck, you know what I mean? That being said,